I am Dark Moon, your queen of the night, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am doing something which you've probably seen all over, a theory on Pokemon, with my friend, Bear. Anyway, so, obviously, if you've looked this up, you're looking for a Pokemon theory, and you've seen thousands upon thousands.
There's literally thousands out there. I mean, there's one on Ash's dad, there's one on his age.
His coma.
There's the coma theory.
The different Pikachu theory.
Then there's the Ho-Oh theory as well. I mean, if you realize how many theories are out there, they don't really mix. They just throw Ash into different universes, basically.
They explain, like, one little thing, and then the show will come out with something else, and it will, like, destroy that theory.
Yeah, and then if you watch the show completely from the first season of Indigo League up to now, if you get bits and pieces into it, you can find what you're looking for, and then everything will be explained at once.
So, we have compiled ourselves a theory which so far fits. It explains his age, his meaning of so many different creatures, his everything. It explains it. So, without further ado, since we're on the Pokemon logo,
ready?
1, 2, 3. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was.
To catch them is my real test. To annoy them is my cause.
Pokemon, gotta catch them all. Because we suck at this song. You get the idea. Don't remember the lyrics. Good thing, cause copyright would kill us. Oh god, that was bad.
Just ignore that.
We're sorry for your eardrums. Anyway, the Pokemon theory. So, my computer worked with me. In the first episode, Ash had woken up late to go and get his Pokemon. And because he had woken up late, Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur
were already gone. Now, if you all have watched Pokemon Origins that were on a certain app on the phones, they kind of make sense a little bit. Even if you read the comic books, Red was given Bulbasaur, Blue was given Squirtle, and Green was given Charmander.
Yes. So, because Ash had woken up late and they were already all taken, he got a special starter. He got the loving, well, not so loving at the time, Pikachu, whose first reaction when Ash took him out of his Pokeball
and hugged him
was to electrocute. As you can see by this picture.
Now, also, here's another thing. After he had gotten Pikachu and he went outside, he was also electrocuted. So was Professor Oak. So I think Professor Oak should have died because he's a trainer.
Yeah. Anyway, but also when he went outside, shortly after starting his journey, like all trainers do, he looked up in the sky and
saw the legendary bird of Hoenn, Ho-Oh. The Pokedex entry says that its feathers are in 7 different colors. It is said that anyone seeing it is promised eternal happiness.
But we're not going off the theory that Ash saw this and got his eternal happiness of being a trainer.
Because we don't actually know what his true happiness is. But that's actually wrong. We do. He wants to be a Pokemon master.
He wants to be the very best that no one ever was.
He wants to catch them all.
We have that picture in here, so no.
So,
easily ordered.
Anyways, Pikachu and Ash had didn't get together that well.
Electrocuting.
But then again, if you think about it, later on, Ash had actually was given something special. If y'all remember how he stole Misty's bike, let's go with stole.
He borrowed it.
Basically, he borrowed it, but it got burnt. Or fried chicken reference, extra crispy.
Anyway, but when he was, as you can see here, Pikachu had protected him from the sparrows, electrocuting them, as we all know. But when he did that, he electrocuted himself too, causing him to be injured.
Which also had to do was why Ash had put him in the basket, and they booked it to Viridian City.
Now, Viridian City, from where Ash was about a week's journey.
And for a normal human, for
Ash,
it took him less than a day.
Now, people have always just explained this simply by saying, "Oh, he was determined. His friend was dying, so he needed to get him there."
Now, actually, I understand the determination for taking care of Pikachu, but by the time that week would have ended, Pikachu would have been in so much trouble that he would have had to stay at the Pokemon Center for a week.
True. Pikachu was badly hurt, and because he would not return to his Pokeball, he had no way of taking care of himself the way that was needed.
Now here's where it kicks in on the Ho-Oh thing. Pikachu was electrocuted by lightning that came from the sky, electrocuting Ash at the same time.
Yeah.
So he saw Ho-Oh and got electrocuted. What had happened was that as that had happened, he gained extra human speed. Or no air noise human speed. You could call him the Flash, you could call him Sonic the Hedgehog. That's not true. I mean, that's personally what I believe. You saw how fast he was going on the bike?
Again, week's journey shortened to barely a day. I mean, we can't just say that this was determination. I could be determined and I wouldn't go that fast. It would still take me at least almost a week.
And it depends on the walking speed of that human. I mean, my walking speed is like 3 strides, 1 step. And I can get from one side to another building in no time. But as someone like Ash, who's 10 years old, and pretty much still 10. Forever, because, we don't know.
Our theory doesn't really go into that one. Well, mine, it kind of does.
Our theory does kind of go into this, because actually, our theory says that Ash, when he got electrocuted and was hit by a Ho-Oh, he had actually was going to stay that way until he became a Pokemon Master.
Because he has Eternal Wish, and he was given powers. But another thing is, so, obviously, the normal trainer would not have seen Ho-Oh. They also would not have seen
every other legendary.
Look at how many legendaries Ash has ran into.
He's met the legendary Mew, who nobody's seen before. He's met Mewtwo.
He fought Mewtwo and came out as a badass in the end. No other human could do this.
And people say Red is more of a boss than Ash because he had actually beat Mewtwo and caught him.
Yeah.
But now here's the thing. Mewtwo was beaten, yes. But Ash didn't catch him.
He didn't want to.
He didn't want to catch any of the legendaries, actually. He knows with that type of power that it's dangerous.
Ash let all the legendaries he ever ran into, so all of these,
to just go. He made friends with all of them.
He has been on adventures and been places. He's been to the past. He's been to the dimensions. He's been
to the future. He became king of the sea.
He's done so much, and he's met every legendary. So this is my theory, my personal theory, which he has agreed to, that possibly in some scripture somewhere out there, written with the unknowns, it talks of a legendary hero, per se. A hero that remains 10 years old and saves the world multiple times. And I believe that hero is Ash Ketchum.
My favorite hero of the series, Ash Ketchum, yes. And actually, I have to agree with that theory because reason being is because if you have to compare everything together at once, look how many legendaries he's met. I mean, he's now in the Kalos region, and in the Unifuzz series, right when it began, they had still mentioned he was still 10 years old.
And even in the beginning of his journey, he met a Pokemon. He didn't personally meet it, but he saw it. He saw Ho-Ho. And then soon after, he started meeting... Wait, what was the first movie?
The Mewtwo versus Mew. He fought.
That was it. So he met 2 legendary Pokemon in one go. One became his friend, and the other one he friended soon after, too.
And now here's the other thing, too. If you all remember Pokemon 2000, the movie, where the guy where, I don't know the collector's name, I forgot, was trying to collect the 3 legendary birds, Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres. He was trying to catch those 3. Now, there's a saying at the end of that scripture, that the world will turn to ash.
The world
Basically,
will turn to ash.
Basically, people had thought that the world would just burn. Nothing left but dust. Ash and dust. That's it.
But ash, it's spelled the exact same way as Ash, our loving hero.
Now, here's the next theory. Ash had actually been chosen years and years ago. I mean, if you all remember Arceus and the Jewel of Life, he had actually gone back in time to help what happened.
Also, on Ash being 10, I like the Ho-Ho thing, but I have another theory. That, if you all remember, for all technical purposes, Ash did die in the series.
And technically, he did not die. He did. That's what people thought. He was turned to stone by getting hit by Mew and Mewtwo. He intervened, which means he stopped both attacks and got himself turned to stone.
Do not pass go. He was basically dead. And then, all at once, all the Pokemon that were there, upon seeing this...
Clones, actuals, they had all cried because Ash had sacrificed himself.
To stop the fighting, because he knew Pokemon versus Pokemon in that way was bad.
Now, even Pikachu knew that himself.
He did not. He was sad the whole time he was fighting his clone.
Now, here's the thing. Pikachu was a good guy. He bonded with Ash through the entire series. But at the end, Ash was brought back to life by Pikachu's tears.
By all their tears, but Pikachu's tears were the ending one. Is it possible that, once again, some type of chosen one, but not only that, is it possible that when he was struck by the 2 most powerful Pokemon in that time's powers simultaneously, it infused him with Pokemon energy? And I don't know if you've noticed, besides them evolving, Pokemon don't age.
Yeah, I mean...
Pikachu's been looks this cute since the beginning of the show.
But then again, he was a little bit bigger earlier. I mean, like at the beginning of the show. But now look at him. He's cute, he's adorable, everybody wants to hug him.
Hug him. Hug him hard.
Even that picture makes me want to just pick him up and hold him.
And tell him everything will be okay.
But actually, this theory, I have to go with. Ash was turned to stone, yes?
Yes, he was stoned.
Damn, how many joints did he do?
Oh!
No, but here's the thing. The Ho-Oh at the beginning of the show, and being struck by Pikachu's lightning after Pikachu got struck, and then being turned to stone later on, probably caused his body massive damage. But also because...
He should not be alive.
He could not be alive. He should be dead by now.
He should have died so long ago. This is a 10-year-old boy.
And the theory is that in some ancient scripture that not even Pokemon archaeologists can find, not even if you put Indiana Jones in this thing, you can't find it, ever. It's lost for all of time.
The unknowns wrote it so long ago.
Probably when Arceus created the Pokemon world, that he made this. He had made this thing come to life. But he wrote it right as the world was beginning. And nobody's found it since. It's been lost in all of space and time.
But yeah, so
Sorry for the Dialga Palkia jokes. I couldn't help it.
we have a lot of jokes. Anyway, so yeah, he was turned to stone. He's on this. Also, he's like. So look at some of the Pokemon he's met, though.
I mean, Lugia and Ho-Oh are the original Hoenn gods in a sense. He's met legendary after legendary after legendary. I mean, if you go back in all time, you'll see how many he found.
Is that a lawnmower Pokemon?
Yes. Now, there's actually, if we want to get really technical here, let's go over to Pokemon and the Tree of Life, and the Lucario and the Mystery Mew. Sir Aaron, for example.
Notice anything little bit similar?
Look at Ash's hair and look at Sir Aaron's. Look at the clothes. I know they had to pose it like that for a certain reason.
And I know that they had put him in the outfit because he was supposed to be the hero.
But now think about it. Think about it though. He had picked that outfit. He just picked it out of randomness.
He could have picked any other thing. He could pick the rare red, for heck's sakes.
He could have picked the one on the cover to the DVD itself, which was like a Magneta type color. He picked the exact same outfit Sir Aaron wore.
And now, while we were looking things up here, we found this.
We found a picture of Sir Aaron when he was a kid.
Now, from far away, yeah, it's Sir Aaron. Looks a little familiar. So I think possibly.
Now look at the face.
That's Ash. So, Ash, we were thinking possibly Ash is not only a legendary hero, he's a legendary hero reborn.
Ash is Sir Aaron's reincarnation. Basically, Sir Aaron got a new body.
Because even in the show, when Lucario came out of the staff,
nobody else.
He freaked out Ash because he had the same energy signature as Sir Aaron. He thought he was Sir Aaron who had technically betrayed him.
But also remember, at the beginning of the movie, he was blind.
So he was going totally off of energy signatures, and he thought that was Sir Aaron.
Now, also here's another thing. Probably since everybody else had freaked out in that scene. And I mean everybody, even the Queen freaked out herself. That was not possible. They probably never saw that before. They probably held this competition every year.
They did. They said so. Thing.
Of course. So, apparently they didn't know Lucario was in there until Ash let it be. So back to the thing about the scripture. Nobody else could have done that.
Nope.
Sir Aaron and Ash are basically the same person, just reincarnated.
Because not only that, in the show, during that final entry thing, where it was time to
heal the Tree of Life, they had to give Mew power.
They had to give Mew power. And Lucario was able to do it because Sir Aaron had taught him. Sir Aaron took years and years to learn
this. But Ash took it like
a second. He picked up the gloves
and just put his hands out and just started doing it. You could not channel that power in like a minute. It would take you at least 10 days to get something as small as a little baby flame.
But he knew how to do it. He didn't even know what he was doing. He just wanted to protect the world, save Mew, and help Lucario. He didn't care what happened, because it was even said he was going to kill himself like Sir Aaron did to do that.
He literally said that line himself. I will kill myself to be like Sir Aaron. Now think about it. Remember the Time Flower in that movie?
Yep.
The Time Flower was activated by Sir Aaron himself.
Which meant only Sir Aaron's energy source could do it. So,
later, when Ash had found one,
it activated.
What does that tell y'all?
So, we go to our theory once again. Not only is Ash a hero,
he's possibly the chosen one of the entire Pokemon world.
And he is Sir Aaron's reincarnation.
Which basically, Sir Aaron saved the Pokemon world.
Because not only that, he has channeled Pokemon energy. Look at that.
And also remember, in the Pokemon Ranger in the Temple of the Sea, which Hey, guilty, favorite movie, all-time favorite. The Rise of Darkrai is my second, but here's the thing. Pokemon, Jackie was the one to take Manaphy to the Tennessee Temple, right? Mm-hmm. That's the thing. May was the one who had her. Had the dream, had all that. So it's highly possible, they said it in the movie, that May and Max are people of the water. But now think about this. Ash had actually put May and Manaphy and Pikachu themselves into Phantom's capsule that looks like a pill.
True.
To save them from drowning. What does Ash do every movie?
He sacrifices himself. It's his instinct. But other people are in danger. They all could die, or I could be the one to die. And he jumped off a cliff one time to protect Pikachu, just to grab Pikachu and take the impact of a fall that would have killed him.
And he took that impact.
Ash is 10. He should be dead. We should be at his grave right now.
He could have been dead when Pikachu electrocuted him with that lightning bolt, saving him from the Spearow.
He's not human.
The coma theory is kind of bullshit, and it's kind of long. I wouldn't recommend reading it unless you're really, really into that.
Ours is kind of long too. We're on 21 minutes.
Okay, but actually ours might be a little bit longer because it wraps everything up into one little big present.
And puts a pretty little bow on it. I still believe that he's a hero. And whenever they finally decide to end Pokemon, I hope not anytime soon, because I love the show.
Who doesn't, but...
It's going to admit that he was some sort of hero.
And if they ever find that scripture... Who knows?
The world will end in Ash. Well, the world will end when Ash dies. I believe that. That's
basically all we know. I mean, if you all remember the Rise of Darkrai, he personally, with Dawn by his side, but mostly Ash, had saved the world.
He has saved the world multiple times. Every single movie, it's saving the world, saving the world. Does this kid ever take a break?
I don't think so, no.
He saves the world, and then you go back in the movies, he saves the world. Then you go back to the shows, and he's doing gym after gym after gym, saves the world, does more gym,
and then gets to the league, but he doesn't beat it. He was close beating the Sinnoh League. He was very close, but with the guy with all the legendaries, I forgot the guy's name, excuse me. He had actually was so close if that guy did not have all those legendaries. And Ash knows all those legendaries by heart. So he knew their power, but he was too confident. He got the top 16 in Indigo League. I don't know his rank in the Johto because I need to watch that. His Hoenn was good. He beat the Battle Frontier. He beat the Orange Islands. People say that's not an actual league. I have to disagree with them.
But the thing is, though, this is just... Personally, I had been thinking so much, and I about this theory overnight and all that, because my friends also... I brought other people into this theory. That's how me and him got into talking about it.
Yeah, and I mean...
This was my theory, I brought up myself. We got into a giant debate. We're not going to make us go through that again, because you'll be sitting here for like an hour and a half. And
probably about like 3 hours. If you want to go eat, then there's the magical pause button, but we're not really going to go into detail about it.
We might later on, if this video is loved, we might later on. But all we know is that my first thought when I first saw it is that maybe Ash was a Pokemon, which is a theory, actually.
Then actually, my other theory is that Ash, if you all play the Mystery Dungeon games, Ash was actually a Riolu in a past life.
So, but now I think that that this new theory is actually good. He's just a hero.
He's basically a chosen one. Arceus chose himself. Arceus saw the future of what would happen to the world.
So they made it so a chosen one was born.
But they could not have that scripture around because someone could go destroy it and change that.
Well, there's so much scripture in the show that's been found and no one ever freaking reads it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to read.
We didn't even know about the scripture of the unknown until that movie.
Yeah, we didn't even know about it until Entei kidnapped Ash's mom. We didn't even know about them until then. If y'all remember that movie.
It's a good movie.
It was, but...
We should watch it later.
Hey, if I had them, we should.
Okay. Anyway, off that. But yeah. So yeah, that's my thing. And how is he super fast and everything? He has been infused with Pokemon power by now. I mean, it's not like he hasn't just done this. He's taken on Pokemon before.
He's gotten beat up by... Even a legendary he's gotten beaten up by.
But he's alive. He's been hit by Lucario's power protecting someone he hates.
And actually, technically, Ash didn't hate Riley. Disliked a little bit, but because Ash has been around so many teams. I mean, Team Rocket, they're fucking annoying as shit. Please agree with us on that. If you don't like Team Rocket,
actually, I like them, but they do get a little.
They're annoying as hell. They've been following
like
Ash since Okay,
yeah,
was good. The other two are annoying.
Just cut Jesse and James. Keep me out.
Now here's another thing too. Ash has taken beatings from even Kyogre, Groudon. He's basically fought legendaries himself.
He's had normal Pokemon attack him. He's been bashed against walls trying to protect his Pokemon.
Hell, if all of you remember, Ash was even burned by Charizard. His very own Charizard.
Multiple times.
But in the Orange Islands, he turned good. Because Ash stayed by his side.
Ash stays by all his Pokemon's side. But still, he may come out with a bruise or so.
But he turns out, and in the end, they all turn out good in the end, and the bruises aren't there no more.
So, like I said, he's a legendary hero, which is infused with Pokemon power. That's how he heals, because if you notice, other Pokemon, they get a couple bruises and batters. You keep them in their Pokeball for a couple of days, even if you don't go to a Pokemon Center.
They'll heal just fine. But Ash?
He's human, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Now, when I brought this up to my friends, they pointed out that Pokemon, to my theory that he has Pokemon power in him, that would technically make him a Pokemon. And Pokemon can't have other Pokemon. But I refer to you once again, the first movie, where Mewtwo had declared himself.
Cloned every other Pokemon.
But he had declared himself the most powerful Pokemon trainer. Not the most powerful Pokemon trainer. He had called himself a trainer,
not master.
A trainer.
Because if y'all remember the 151, the original 151 of Pokemon, they had all been caught. Ash has been doing this forever, and if they do want to redo the series from the beginning, make Ash finally hit his goal, because basically the theory is that Ash is 10 until he is a Pokemon master.
Which means he has to catch them all.
And he has to beat every league in the world. He has to catch all legendaries and every other Pokemon in between.
Now, the thing is, though, that means it's going to go on for freaking ever, because if you look at this page, there's
thousands. They're almost at 1,000 as we speak.
This isn't even all the Pokemon. We just found the closest picture we could.
And heck, all we know, Ash could probably, if he goes back and redoes the Kanto gyms, he's probably going to fight Brock and Misty again. Well, Misty he's going to fight again, but...
For sure. Well, Brock went off to be a breeder.
Actually, no. Brock went off to be a doctor at the end of the Sinnoh series. Yes, that was a sad isms. Because Brock was funny.
I liked Brock.
Especially if there was one episode. Nobody noticed this. Tell me if you did. But when they went to that gym, or the B-Button League, or whatever it was called, in Jubilife City, Brock was poison jabbed in the crotch. Which I feel like I was the only one who noticed that. If I'm not, leave a comment in the link underneath this.
We're getting off topic. We're getting way off.
We're getting really off topic.
Here's our topic. We're way over there.
Yeah, basically. We just got off this mile.
Okay, once again, Ash is the hero. I will strongly believe this forever. And you can just say, yeah, of course he's the hero. He's the main person in the show.
But if you want to tell us that he's just doing this for a reason, that he's gonna grow up sometime. It's gotta end. Yeah, no.
No. If he was going to grow up, it's not like every other show that doesn't have a day and night cycle, so you can't guess. You can probably go on to there and count every single day and night cycle they've had. It's been at least a few years since the beginning of the show.
Yeah, the show started in the year I was born, 1997. So it's been going on for 18 years. He could possibly be my age, probably 19 by now.
He's my age then.
He's probably in between our ages if he grew up.
But he hasn't. He stayed the exact... I don't know about you. You tend to get bigger as age goes on from 10 to 19.
Well, yeah, you tend to get bigger as you grow up. I mean, look at Ash, though. He looks the exact same. Since the beginning of the show. The only thing that changes is his clothes.
Which, I mean, I have wardrobe changes every once in a while.
Well, I mean, now and again, but he only wears it for that season, and when he goes to another region, he changes it.
Then we haven't seen it. There's never even like a flash forward episode where Ash grows up. I have never even... He went into the future. I never even saw him grown up. They had multiple opportunities to show him be older.
Yeah, and they just don't. Because I think they're waiting for a plot twist where they're going to actually bring Arceus back into one of the movies or into the TV show.
Well, I actually think that maybe he'll never grow up just because, like I said, he's been infused with Pokemon energy. Pokemons don't grow up, they evolve, but if they don't evolve, they stay the exact same.
Yeah, I mean, Pikachu needs a Thunderstone to evolve.
He's adorable, and that's why Ash will never Thunderstone him. He is too cute as Pikachu. Screw Raichu. Raichu, go sit in the corner.
But also, I'm not going to stay.
Okay, we're going to get into that. I want to get into that theory later, but not that theory. I want to get a conversation about that later about how Pikachu would be the most badass Raichu if he did evolve.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that off camera.
Some other time.
We'll give that another topic another time.
There's a pin. There's a pin in it. Anyway, so we've gone on for half an hour now.
So basically, the theory is Ash a chosen one? If so, basically everything in the show, if you understand it from the beginning to up to Kalos, he's basically not going to grow old until he becomes Pokemon Master.
Or possibly never, if we go online that he's just he's on Pokemon energy. Tell us which one you agree with on that one, but yeah, that's our theory.
Please let us know.
He's a chosen one. He's a chosen one. All hail the chosen one. Every show has one.
I gotta do it. I'm sorry.
You can do it.
All bow to the chosen one. All bow to the chosen one.
Okay.
I can know it.
With that, and this adorable picture of Ash getting surprise hugged.
Sneak attack hug by a Riolu.
I'm gonna call it quits, creatures. Keep on being spooky.
Adios.